Welcome to Vidcast number
17.
I'm Richard Bliss, co-host.
Aldo with my fancy little attire.
Official staff conquest.
As you can see, our background's a little different. We're at our local Pacificon Game Convention, Labor Day weekend in Santa Clara, California. I actually help out, so I'm going to keep this on, be a dork.
Which means people are going to be coming and going, and it's just going to be a little crazy.
Yeah, people are setting up. We're in the vendors hall right now, so people are setting up right now, so you're going to hear all that. And then basically we're just going to play games all weekend.
That's right. That's what we're going to do. So thanks for being with us today. And so let's talk about games.
Okay. Well, a couple of things we're going to highlight here is that I found some Manhattan Project second stage. That was something that was
right, because that was sold out.
Sold out. I found some. So James, if you're watching, I found a couple. I'm going to sell them for you. So.
He's selling them. All right.
And then we talked about Dread Curse, but I got a ton of those for after the show that we're going to be gaming.
And we played these last time, and it went very well at the game night, because we talked about we were going to play that, so it went very well for us.
Yeah, so
Dread Curse.
I come to this show, and I really do it to highlight my clients' games. It's kind of like a little test market, with all my friends, see if they really like something, because they'll tell me the truth, don't worry. And then
stop that.
And then I pile to see people are mocking us right now.
People are going by, we're in the middle of the hall.
So 13th Age, which was huge at Gen Con, we talked about it. I brought a whole pound of those because I already had friends of mine asking me about it. I have a friend of mine running a game. Look, you just cut me off.
Oh,
I have
sorry.
A friend of mine running. Actually, our friend Roy, he's running.
Right.
He's running this here as well.
He is one of our gaming guys, and this is going to be big, I think, at PAX Prime.
Yeah, PAX Prime, they're up there as well. That's going on this weekend as well. Same as Dragon Con in Atlanta.
It is.
Now, did we talk about Storm the Castle last time? I can't remember.
We did briefly.
But it had a lot of parts, a lot of pieces.
That's right.
Okay, so this is in the shrink wrap right now, but
this time I'm not cutting all the ones.
Yeah, these are the ones that basically I'm going to be highlighting this weekend between friends, between what I do with demoing, and then we're going to have a good time. But the cool part about this is that we have a special guest of honor at Pacificon, which...
Thank you.
No. We have our friend Luke Gygax, son of Gary Gygax, who will be here, and he'll be signing, selling his new Gygax magazine, as well as meeting and greeting and running his own, running one of his adventures as well.
So if you're going to PAX Prime, change your flight, change your airline ticket, come to Santa Clara, California, because it's going to be happening here.
Yeah. So beyond all of that, I would say from the last 2 weeks in the industry, I don't know, just a lot of continuous conversations with people from Gen Con that have piled up saying, Gen Con was great, the industry is great, oh my good God, this is a great time to be gaming, all that other good stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard as well. People who kind of experimented with their concept, with their game company. Kickstarter this past year, between the two Gen Cons, has really caused a lot of new game companies. Now, one game does not make a company, but they're experimenting with that idea. So you saw a lot of them show up, and they got a lot of love. I'm hearing back that they got a lot of validation at Gen Con. So it seemed to have gone well for a lot of tiny little individuals.
Well, of course, and they get a lot of validation because there's a ton of consumers at this show, but for every retailer that pops over, the few that are there.
I'm looking for the storm cloud because
it's not a storm cloud.
Because all those raining on my ideas.
No, you just have to be aware as a publisher about how retailers feel about it. And obviously, we've said it time and time again, offer retail levels, be sensitive to the MSRP, don't discount it too much on your Kickstarter, because then the retailers don't have a reason to yell at you.
Right.
Don't give it to people a month in advance, 2 months in advance. A couple weeks in advance is very acceptable to it, but for people to have it 2-3 months in advance prior to distribution, retail stores, if you're planning to go that way, I don't know. I think that's kind of unfair. But that's just
so you know where all those coming from. He represents those retail stores, the distribution model. So take that understanding that you are probably going to irritate or upset some of those distribution models, the very people you're trying to influence. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, and yes, I am a little biased because of it, but I really do it more for the political aspect. You really don't want to cut out any of your pieces of your pie.
Right.
Why would you be great with consumers and then get retailers angry when they're a potential revenue stream for you, or get distributors angry at you, or get your online retailer, whatever it may be. Why do that?
So if you're sending these Kickstarter projects out early, let's say,
which is fine,
then you need to set some aside because if you've been successful with your Kickstarter, you probably have a little bit of surplus. And you need to send those to retailers ahead of time as if they had backed your project, even if they didn't, because then they'll be happy because suddenly this new game.
That's a great idea. A lot of retailers are used to getting advanced copies. That was a great idea. That's a great idea. It's actually something I never thought of.
Re-loop this one. That was a great idea. That was a great idea.
Those are one of those things. Those are one of those things because retailers are used to getting product in advance, for example, at any shows or trade shows or whatever it may be. But why not have a demo copy level on your Kickstarter, even if it was for shipping only? I mean, that's pretty. I mean, it's not like I'm thinking of anything giantly creative, but think about it. If it was just $10 or $15 for a retailer to get a $40, $50, $60 game, but it was just shipping, it's like, hey, you get a demo copy in advance. And then here's the second level for you as a retailer to support, get a demo copy in 2 or 3 purchased or some extra stuff.
You can't go wrong. And we know that you've got some of those copies. You haven't sold them all on Kickstarter. We know that. So take a few of those, set them aside, even if you have to bribe some of those retailers to carry the game. Get it in front of them because they're going to be your advocates out there.
Traditional print runs, you should allocate like 2 or 3% to damages, to demo copies.
That's a great piece of data. 2 or 3%.
I mean, you're talking 1,500 copies, take 3%, that's 45 copies. Okay, it doesn't sound like a lot, but really 3%. Some people go 5 or even 10%. Or, of course, people don't even sell 1,500 copies, and they have many demo copies out there that they're getting out there. But I think that's actually a great idea that I don't think anybody's even mentioned, and it's so minor in the midst of everything that we do when we talk about Kickstarter. So,
right. All right. So
all that.
So Aldo's here. This is his booth.
Yeah, I do.
So talk about what you're doing.
No, it's very rare. I always tell my clients, but since I'm local, I just bring a few of a lot of clients to highlight their games. And use my friends as basically a stomping ground to get the real scoop on if they like a game or not. And I do demos here, but I'm not a hardcore booth like people would get at Gen Con or something.
But there's something to say about the fact that you're here. This FaceTime is important.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're doing a project and you've got a game or something, FaceTime is extremely important. To find your local con, get out to it. Maybe you don't sell any copies of whatever game that you have, but a chance to just hear what people have to say, it's just invaluable.
Yeah, and actually I have 5 clients that are here, going to be here at the show, and a 6th one usually is at the show, but he had an opportunity to go to PAX this weekend, so he's demoing up at PAX. So, but again, 5 physical clients here at the show, which is great. I give them time to demo, space, all that other stuff, and then of course sell their product. But again, I don't do this except at the local shows to kind of, like I said, seed the market, and just.
But you're Gen Con.
Yeah, but I don't get a booth at Gen Con.
You just wander around.
Roam around.
Where's Aldo? He plays the Where's Aldo game.
Well, I get an opportunity to meet with all the foreign distributors that we deal with because they all come to Gen Con. So that's really the biggest opportunity to meet with those foreign distributors and actually take them around to client booths. This year at Gen Con, I had 20 clients that had booths. That didn't count the clients that didn't have booths that were there. But I take them around to the booths, introduce them, and some of them even look for licensing opportunities because they want the rights for Italian or Spanish or German or whatever it may be. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Our show's been short this time.
Yeah, it's going to be short. I mean, I don't know if maybe we're going to add little, blooper reel maybe over the weekend. I don't know. Maybe you come by and we'll just intersperse some pictures of some game demos.
Maybe.
We'll see. You're just like, no. I don't
Maybe.
Do that.
We'll probably be playing some games.
But yeah, so I'm missing game night. Sorry, I'll be here at the show.
So Monday game night, I'll be here working because it's on a Monday, but we'll be playing some games over there.
Woo.
All right.
Yeah. So again, kudos to Luke Gygax for coming out to the show. And
somebody reached out to me and said, "Was it serious that the last time we said on air that if they're in the area, they can come over and game with us?"
Somebody said that to you?
Yeah, they contacted me on Twitter.
That'd be great.
And I said, "Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Find it. It's the Game Whisperer on Twitter, or what's your Twitter handle?"
My Twitter is Free RPG Day on Twitter.
Free RPG Day. Contact either one of us. You're more than welcome to come every other Monday. So mark Monday, Labor Day, and then do every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come. 10, 15, 20 people show up, and we have a great time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us here on this different backdrop.
Vidcast number
17
from, well, I know, I was trying to remember.
Pacificon.
I'm wrapping up. I'm doing my professional.
Okay, sorry.
You've been watching Vidcast number 17 with Aldo and Richard as we talk to you from, where are we?
Pacificon.
Pacificon, Santa Clara. Catch you next time.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.